Guys, today in this session we learn how we can use the Salesforce debugging using AI tools, and also we'll see what is Salesforce Web Console. So let's start. So first of all, Salesforce has recently launched a feature called Web Console. Currently it's beta version, and we'll see how we can use it, why this is important, what is it, and how we can use it. So without wasting any time, let's start with this Web Console beta. So in order to enable it, all we need to do is let's go to our org. Over here we need to search Web Console in the setup, and once we are on this page we'll find this option Web Console beta, and we have this toggle to enable or disable it. So by default this will be disabled. You can like enable it by clicking on this, and once you enable it you will find this option over here, Web Console beta. So once you click on this, it will like open the online version of VS Code. So Web Console beta is nothing but the online fork of VS Code, and we'll discuss why this is important, and why Salesforce has launched it. Recently, we have also discussed Salesforce has launched its Agentforce Vibe, which is also an online version of VS Code with Agentforce Vibe extension enabled. So there might be some developers who are not want to like pay Salesforce to use this Agentforce Vibe, or they are not interested in using the Agentforce Vibe. They want to have their vanilla version of VS Code, and for them, Salesforce has launched this Web Console beta. So in this Web Console beta, you'll see all the Salesforce extensions like SFDX, and all the required extensions are pre-installed. Previously we need to like configure these type of extension within our like local VS Code. So Salesforce has provided all this within this online version of VS Code. So now discuss why this is important, why Salesforce has provided this. So as you know, today is a age of AI. Writing manual code is not very much like appreciated in today's world. So all in our day-to-day practice, all we have AI tools enabled and installed. We use those tools to write prompts and do different type of development. So that's why Salesforce has also provided this online version of VS Code, because in the traditional developer console that we used to have over here, a Salesforce Developer Console. That was very mature tool, but adding AI feature within this tool might not be feasible, because we already have these cursors and GitHub Copilots available, and adding the AI feature within this tool would be like something to reinvent the wheel. So that's why Salesforce has not chosen this path. Instead, they have also provided the online forks of VS Code, so that user can use them, enable the agent Vibe, or if they want to like configure the other AI tool like GitHub Copilot, Cursor, etc. They can do it within this. And the other important feature for which we like use the developer console these days, was one of the main feature was we use its anonymous window in order to execute the scripts. So that was very like normal use case to use this developer console. There was another feature of the logs. So we have this feature, we can use execute different scripts, and once we like execute the scripts, we like open these logs and debug the scripts. Even on prod we need to like use this log feature. And similarly we have this very powerful query editor feature. So but for our day-to-day development, most of the developers do not use the VS Code for actual development, because it doesn't have the feature to like support the LWC development. Most of the community already shifted toward the VS Code, but these features like executing the anonymous script, using the logs, people are still using it. So now the question is that if like in future Salesforce like discontinue it, or stopped its support, and all we need to use the VS Code, how we can like debug the script, execute the script anonymously, etc. So next we learn how we can do that. And we have also set up the Salesforce SFDX MCP in our VS Code. So we'll also learn how we can set up the MCP server in order to debug our code. So let's now discuss that. So we have this tool Certina, a debug log analyzer MCP. So debug log analyzer, I'm sure most of you guys have used it in past, but if not, I'll tell you. So this is just a VS Code extension that will help us to analyze our debug logs. So we'll see how we can set up, and they have also now provided the MCP server. We have seen in the previous sessions that how we can set up the SFDX MCP server. But this Certina debug log analyzer have also provided their own MCP that we can see how we can set up and how we can use it to debug our code. And this is their MCP configuration. We'll see that in action in few minutes. So once we set up this, so we do not need to use the developer console or things like that in order to execute the script or uh, analyze the logs manually. We'll use the AI tools like GitHub Copilot to fetch the log or summarize the log. So we'll see that in action as well. So just to give you an idea, we'll set up this extension. We will configure it MCP server. Then we will uh, try it by executing some script, and we'll use these type of prompts like give me summary of this debug log, give me slowest queries, give me violations, etc. We'll use these things to analyze our logs. So let's start. Okay, so here I am in VS Code. So let's see how we can configure the apex log analyzer. So first of all, we need to make sure that we have this apex log analyzer extension installed in our VS Code. So if it is not installed at your side, from your extensions, type apex log analyzer, search this and install this. So once we have installed this, next we need to set up its MCP server. So I have shown you a GitHub link of Certina MCP server. So we'll use that link, and over there we'll have this MCP configurations. So what I have done over here in .vs code folder, we have this mcp.json file. So if you don't know how we can create and set up this mcp.json file, you will see my the previous session, or where we have set up this SFDX MCP server. So what we can do, we can use the same file and add another server of Certina apex-log analyzer. So this is the configuration of apex-log analyzer. So once our both configurations are correctly in place, we'll start both servers. So currently you can see over here we have SFDX server up and running, and we also have this apex log analyzer server up and running. So now let's see how we can use this apex log analyzer MCP server. So in order to demonstrate it, so what I have written is, I have this apex class data fetcher dot apex class. This is just a normal class to demonstrate you. Over here we have different functions. The first function fetches accounts. The second function is fetching opportunities, and similarly we have a function to fetch contact. So now we need to execute this function from the anonymous window, but we have previously discussed that Salesforce is now moving toward discouraging the developer console, and we need to use the VS Code for most of our those type of functions. like a logs analyzer and a running script anonymously. So in order to do that, we already have this functionality to run scripts using .apex extension. So most of you, the guys, already familiar with this, but if you are not, we'll see. So over here, we have the script folder. What I have done, I have created a new file, datafetcher.apex.apex. So if we like write a file with this extension .apex, so we can use the sfdx CLI commands to run this script directly without a need to like log in into and the developer console and use the anonymous window. So over here I have this script.apex. So if you guys have worked with a CI/CD or setting up the pipeline of SFDX, you guys already familiar with this. If not, then this is a simple apex class, not class. It's a simple like file over where we can use the we can use it to run the apex. If we provide its extension like this, we can like execute it from CLI. So over here, what I am doing, I am calling my the data fetcher class which I have just shown you. This is a normal class and it will like fetch the top count opportunities and show me the logs over here. So in order to execute this, we can use sfdx command. So this is the command. We also will also find its sfdx version. This is sf version. We also like find its sfdx version. And most importantly, if you can configure the apex extension in your VS Code, you'll find the execute option over here. As if the file extension is .apex, you'll find the execute button within this VS Code as well, that can directly like execute the file. But if not, then you can like use this command sf apex run, and over here I have provided the path of the script. If I'll execute this, so now you can see it has like executed the apex script over here and given me output within this terminal. But now we want to like fetch the debug logs, right? In anonymous window, if you can visualize, we like execute the script, then we have this log option to fetch the logs. So now we'll see how we can enable it. So if you have properly installed enable the extension, you can also enable the debug trace within the VS Code. So you will find this option. Currently the trace logs are disabled, so let's first enable it. So we have this option. So I'll enable it for current user. We can also enable it for different users, uh, just like from front end, but from here I'll enable it for my current user. So let me enable it. So now the logs are enabled and it is tracing till next hour. So let's now see how we can fetch these logs within our debug console. So I'll execute the script again, data fetch dot apex, so that it will generate the logs again that I'll fetch in VS Code, and then we'll analyze it. So now I have like executed the script again, so it has like generated all these logs. So we can use this extension of a debug log analyzer to fetch these logs. For that we can use this command sfdx get. So get apex logs. So this will list all my logs. So in order to open the most recent log, I'll open this. So over here you can see it has like fetched or downloaded the logs locally. So by default it will like download the logs in this path.sfdx. Inside this we have this tools. This is the debug log, the extension that we have and over here it has like downloaded these logs. So you can see these are the logs, and now we'll see how we can like use its MCP server. So previously, using this extension, we can like visualize these logs as well. We can see it's like the track trace, the how much execution time each function has like taken. We'll see dependencies, etc. So this was the visual version of this log analyzer. But today we'll see its AI version. So once you like download it, it will automatically add it in this Copilot agent window, and in this agent window we can like use now AI to debug these further debug and analyze these logs. So we can like use prompt like give me summary of this debug log. So if we can like go over here, you can see I have added it in our context window, and I'll give the prompt give me summary of this debug log. So now you can see it has like started the analysis. So over here you can see it has like a generated a summary. So over here it is like giving me stats like total execution time was 32 seconds, 6 methods were called, uh, this number of SQL queries were executed. Regarding governor limits, we haven't faced any like issues around that. Similarly, what was the configurations and so on and so forth. We can use like simple English to like uh, use, for instance, if we want to fetch the slow queries, we can ask it to like provide us a slow queries. So you can see overall if there are any fatal error, we can explicitly write it, are there any fatal error. We can like use the normal conversation to like debug the stuff. So over here I have like a, asked it to give me some slow queries, and it has like listed some slow queries in this order. So you can see the debugging now become very easy. We do not need to like go line by line each thing and identify or analyze manually what is wrong with anything or any like function. We can all we can do is like download these logs and use the power of AI to find out there. And even if we like if our both servers are properly configured, we can not only find the error but also like use the same window to correct those errors as well. So for instance, over here it has provided me slow queries. I can ask a prompt over here like update this query and optimize it and redeploy it, because we have already have MCP server of SFDX also enabled and configured. That will like that we can use to fix and deploy the classes again. And we can like use, without leaving this window, we can like not only debug and debug the code, we can also rectify the thing and redeploy those again. So that's all. Hopefully you can understand how we can use this MCP server of debug log analyzer to debug our code. So that's all for today. Hopefully you understand it and you learn it. I'll share the links with you as well. You can configure it at your side and share your feedback. Thank you.